Today we're going to get another step closer to making this truck into the shop truck it needs to be. I know if you're looking for a hitch, you probably went to Amazon or eBay and saw this little guy with the roll pan. It was $170, I think, shipped for both of these. Which, I don't know. I was looking at hitches and class 2 to class 5 and all the different things, and nothing really went between the frame rails. I pretty much knew that I was going to have to build one anyways. This should have all of the metal pieces in it that I would need to make a hitch. It's already together, obviously, and it comes with the brackets and the bolts and things. I think these are the end piece brackets to bolt to the frame. So we should have all of the pieces that we need to make this function. The roll pan seems to look good. I don't see any obvious dents or dings or anything. There's some casting marks and stuff. If you're a paint and body guy, that might worry you. There's a little tooling line here. It's already got the stamps and all the things. It should just bolt up into place, and we'll get to that once we get done with this. It gives you a flip down license plate bracket and a license plate illumination device, a LED light that goes up there in the hole. So that should be good for that side. It's rough. It is rough. I don't know what grade the guy was that was welding this, but it's got some, I'm gonna go with underachievements here. Looks like it kind of got close to welded. I don't think I would trust this penetration for anything, especially not here. There's gaps and chunks, and I feel like they tried to weld it, but it was Friday and it was time to go home. So it didn't get done how I would do it, I guess. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting a brand new part, and I'll probably get the plasma going and nip off some of these brackets and things. Get this center tube section welded real nice and hot to these end brackets and get those kind of located, and then I can start building my pieces off of that. Alright, so this took me some time, but I didn't want to drag it on with just, a bunch of sparks flying. It's kind of boring. I took the plasma cutter and I cut these pieces out individually. Each one, I left the tow hooks there because that's good enough. Each one of these tubes and the triangle pieces I cut off one at a time and put it back together, cleaned up all the goop out of there. I feel like they use like super glue for their welding wire, but whatever it was, it just disintegrated as I ground it. Got everything put back together, tacked it into place, and then just welded this thing hot. I don't know, maybe not too hot. I fed it the beans, if you will. Gave it some nice good welds all along there. I did miss some of the, I tried to get some decent welds on it, nice and hot. And I did miss some spots, when I was grinding, because I got lazy and there was still some of their wire in it, so it made my machine pop and do weird things. And I'm standing here doing this, so it's not perfectly straight, is what I'm trying to say. But you'll never see any of this. You'll just know that your trailer's not going to pull apart. So I'm going to get this outside in the oven. It's 100 and some odd degrees outside, and I'm going to spray it with some paint real quick, and then we'll get it back on the truck. So I've got it back in from the paint booth outside, and I bolted on the end pieces there. The bolts they give you, I assumed was hardware to install it, but no, it bolts together. There's 3 bolts over here. I believe they're grade 5. 2 are through bolted, and 1 goes through here, and there's like a nut or something welded on the inside. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, that should be rated to do what it does. I do things a little bit overkill, so I'm probably going to put this in place and then weld that nice and hot, just so I'm going to add my own bolt, if you will. But I say that to say there's no bolts to bolt this thing to your frame. So there's some large holes in here. I'm going to get this thing up and kind of situated where it would need to be with the jack, I guess, to hold it in place. And I'm going to see what I need for bolts. Alright, don't worry about this. This is something that the previous owner on this truck did, so your spring hanger should be somewhere around here. It's a long bed truck, so I got that much room. These plates are just kind of loose on there, so you can see I've got some room to do things already right off the bat. I can see I got one hole here lining up, This is probably not meant to be a hole, but it's going to be one with some washers and stuff. And this little guy lines up pretty good, so that's probably what I'm going to use. This was the hole. I don't know what they had going on, but there was a hole here, just like this one. But there's a rivet here for this cross member. So I just took the plasma and I ovaled that out. You can do the same thing with a sander, finger sander, or I don't know, drill bit, something, whatever you got. Just work this little guy out. You just got to have it big enough that it'll sit flush. So that's going to be right about where that needs to be. And I've got this jacked. I don't know what I'm hitting. Oh, I'm hitting right here. So it's sandwiched up on both sides, right in there. So that's probably as high as I'm going to be able to get it. I'm just jacking the truck up now. You guys ever do this yoga pose thing where you're like, I'm jacking up the truck? Yeah, I don't know, CrossFit. Get me some bolts and see if I can hold this in place. And then I can tack this or whatever, and then weld it up. There she is installed. This is really hot. I just welded these two pieces together. I think I'm going to leave these bolts in here just for some added insurance, just in case. I know it's probably strong enough without it, but I don't know. Some of this looks kind of cheap to me. I got it mounted in place there. I mean, it looks like a hitch. It looks pretty damn beefy though. I believe the welding added some strength, so hopefully this will be able to handle what we throw at it. I'm going to try to mock up this roll pan on here now. Alright, I got me a couple of self-tappers in there. I got this lined up on both sides with the body line, and I did have to give it some persuasion to get in there because it is just a tight fit. Normally when you get a roll pan, there's a tab here to tab here, and you kind of bolt these two together to locate this piece. This does not have that. So getting the bottom end to stay where it needs to stay, I'm going to have to make a bracket or something to maybe bolt to the back lip here and up to the bed or something to kind of keep that where it needs to be. But the body line is close. I mean, it's almost dead on there once it's in place. That's good. Tailgate opens, everything's in the right spot. I need to put the lamp in here and hook that wire up, but you can kind of see where we're going here already. It needs some clearancing up there, so I'm going to get a little finger sander and kind of bring that lip up a little bit. If you bring your roll pan up a little bit where I'm guessing that they think you need to be, that probably won't need to happen, but that puts me right next to the tailgate. So I'm just going to clearance mine out. And I'm going to have to make a bracket and then sneak two screws down here in the bottom. I played around with a couple different designs, and this is what I came up with. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a little piece of aluminum, folded over, hammered it with in the vise, and then I ran two little self-tappers down there, and you know, it just sandwiches over that lip there, so I'm not messing with that ridge. And then these are just sitting in here. I wanted to make this removable because I still have some other things to do, lift bed off and all kinds of stuff, and I don't want to weld on this or do body work on this truck, so a couple screws will do just fine. So I'm going to show you how I made this little bracket, and I'll put it on the other side. My workstation's a mess, don't care. So I got this little air hammer chisel, just the right height that I have a little bit of a standoff, which is about what I need for that lip. And it anchors down here, so when I'm hammering on it, it's not trying to fall out of the vise or whatnot. So this little guy is securely fastened in there, if you believe that. I just got my little piece of aluminum. I said that with an R because it's from China. I'm just going to hammer my shape in, basically. Custom. Took a couple minutes. Here you go, a couple zip screws, and you got this thing all in place. Now we can focus on the bad. So you can already see with where everything's lining up, at least on mine. This is just a little bit off. I had to clearance that, but when we put this in, there's an unhealthy amount of room in there. I think the metric to standard conversion from China, this 2-inch is just not where it needs to be. I don't want to be elongating this pinhole here. So I think what I'm going to do, budget builds, sometimes they don't always go as planned. I'm going to take this hitch back apart, pull it back off. So I put this thing up in the vise, so I was getting ready to cut it off, and I thought, what if I just ran a bead way down inside in the back side and on the front side? Maybe I can stabilize this thing. So I put this in here, and I was thinking I was going to start cutting this and doing things, but my cheapness got the better of me, and I just started to run some beads down in there on the inside and sanding them down with the little finger sander, and wouldn't you know it, I can do this with one hand. I mean, that's about with the stock hitch, with the one in the, that's about, I'm going to say normal play. I can put a little tightener job on there. I've got a couple on a couple of my trucks, but for the most part, that's not that bad. I think now we're within the range that if I wanted to put a shim or something in there, I probably could. All right, now I've got a little bit more to this bead all the way around. It is a little bit loose. That's about what the hitch is on my brand new truck, so I'm going to say that's a win for now. So I'm not just going to give you a video telling you that this crap bolts on and it works great, and not show you and not actually try it and test it that it works great. Here's the truck, put the trailer on it. You know, I do things kind of crazy, so I went and did some crazy things, and the trailer is still attached. If you know me, you know that challenge accepted, and well, let's just say this thing's probably not going anywhere. But one thing that I did want to check, just because I'm weird, my truck is not, I don't like the squatted thing. I don't want to load it and it squats. I've got a airbag and a bracket and a compressor and things that I'm going to make my own little leveling kit out of, but that's another video. For this, I wanted to make sure that, you know, this receiver and this hitch is going to work. I've just got the same one that I use in my daily driver, and it sits like that. I didn't know if I needed to have one just for this truck, which it flipped over, or if I need one that goes up like 74 inches up top, just to level the trailer out, because I can't stand that. If I'm doing all this stuff, I don't want my stuff to, you know, the truck to squat or the trailer to be all looking like it's dragging its nose in the dirt. So I'm going to do some things. I'm going to take some measurements and show you and see where we need to be. If you're not from Missouri, welcome. It's humid as crap here. You could bite through that. It's weird. Anyways, I thought I would go on with my measurements. Super scientific. I got the most level spot in the forest here for you. I'm at 41 inches to the top of the tailgate-ish. Like I said, super scientific. I already know there's like 3 of you that are going to tell me that I can just put a drill on there and I can zip that thing up and down. I haven't done it yet. All right, just calm down. One thing at a time. So I've got the empty trailer on there, and we are 40. I sagged an inch. I kind of planned for that, you know, truth be told. I didn't make it completely level. I actually had the rear end of the truck up another inch or so, so it might squat a little bit. I'm gonna get the bags. It's gonna do things, leveling it out, make the ride better and stuff. When I load the trailer, it's probably gonna squat me another couple inches. But just to hook the trailer up and drive it down the road, I think we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna check the level of the trailer and see if maybe it needs to go up or down. The truck itself is nice and level. It does look like it's sagging a little bit in the back, but I think that's an optical illusion just because those big old 31s are stuffing in there. I will say though, the trailer has just a little bit of a down bubble on the nose, so I may end up going and flipping that little guy over, just so that when I do things that trailer's up just a little bit on the nose, or I might run it. I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. So I just used my phone bubble level app, which, you know, I built whole vehicles off of that, so it's super reliable. That says that I'm 0.26 degrees down to the front, so I'm going to call that 0, and I think this is going to be just fine for now. If I load this thing up, which I do have more hot rods in there, and I do plan to take other hot rods by towing my hot rods to shows and things. I'll load this thing up and it looks like it's a little bit, you know, South Carolina teenage high school kid in the parking lot truck squatting. And then I may have to flip that little guy over. But I'm going to call that a win for this video. We fixed our problems with the Amazon, eBay, cheap Hitch. Apparently math is a thing, and Chinese to American conversions, they're not the same. Tolerances are different. So if you're aware of that, you can save a couple bucks, do a little bit of extra work, and you can get, you know, a hot rod built for cheaper, which I'm always a fan of. So if you guys got any questions, let me know down in the question box. And like always, please like and subscribe and hang in there because we got plenty more C10 content coming. Thanks for watching.